Hey everybody, Josh here with Tax Lien Certificate School. Welcome to another training video. And today I'm going to give away for free the tax deed winning formula. And the reason I want to give this away is because I don't want to see anybody else lose any money when it comes to tax deed investing. And if you stick to this formula, I promise you that this is what's going to happen. Boom. You will make money. You will make money in real estate, and you will make money in tax deed investing by going to auctions and bidding, or by buying property over the counter, whatever various way that you want to acquire property. And good news, this can also be used for really any kind of way of purchasing real estate. So it's not limited to tax deed investing, but I know that that is the niche that we teach, but you can use this for foreclosures. You can use this for approaching motivated sellers. And if you want to try and get a deal before it goes to auction, you can use this formula so you have your max offer. You can use this formula for any kind of buying real estate. And so let's unpackage that a little bit today and get into the meat and potatoes of your maximum offer for tax deeds. So here is a tax deed winning formula. We always have to start with the ARV. And so you're going to start with that, and then you'll subtract things from the ARV. So keep that in mind. That's what we've got here. You'll be subtracting these from the ARV. And if you need help comping a property, there's other videos that we got in the Tax Lien Certificate School on how to use comps, how to find comps. Without a realtor, you can use a realtor, things like that. But let's dive in. So here we go. The first thing I have is subtract 10%. So 10% is going to be for realtor fees / closing costs. Sometimes there'll be some more taxes that are remaining. And you might say, well, can I sell this thing myself? And absolutely, of course you can sell it yourself. But a lot of times, if you're starting out, you're not going to have that connection. You're not going to have that network. You can post it for sale for sure on Zillow, Craigslist, Connected Investors, all the websites, stuff like that. But there are going to be a lot of times that you're starting out somewhere brand new, or you might be out of state. And so it's not a bad idea for your first couple of deals to use a realtor and have them market it for you. Or, feel free if you want to, you can do that yourself. But there's a lot of things that you might not know the first time, maybe getting photos, might not know about the area, things like that. So it's always best to subtract 10%, and 3% will go to the buyer's realtor and the seller's realtor. So that's 6%. And then I just allot a little bit more for closing costs and some taxes. So take your ARV right off the top end, subtract 10%. The next step is we're going to multiply the number by 0.7. So that's going to take off. That's going to give us our profit. So that'll be about, that'll be about 30%. So that's how I get that number. And it's like 30% is kind of what you want to make on your money. Some people want to make more. So then you would just adjust the formula. So maybe if you want to make 50% on your money, multiply it by 0.5. If you want to make 60%, multiply it by 0.4, and so forth. But 30% is cool with me, so I'll multiply it by 0.7. After that, we're going to subtract $2,000 for TTS. You might be wondering, what is TTS? And TTS is Tax Title Services. And that's the service you're going to want to use if you want to go ahead and get this title cleared up. And so you might be wondering, well, hey, doesn't everything get wiped at the tax sale? And while this is true, you're still not going to get a warranty deed. So when you go to a foreclosure sale, or you go to some kind of sheriff sale, some kind of tax sale, you're going to get maybe a quitclaim deed, a sheriff's deed, a limited warranty deed. And when you go ahead and sell that on the market, it is not going to offer protection to the buyer. And so, typical real estate, you need to have a warranty deed, and someone's going to want to get that with title insurance. And so you're going to go ahead, and if you want to sell that thing, as quickly as possible, you're going to need to get Tax Title Services to give you that that option. You're going to need them to give you that going to get that seal of approval so that you can sell it, and someone can utilize the bank. The only person you could really sell it to if you don't utilize tax title services is a cash buyer who's okay buying a quick claim deed from you, which is really going to limit your pool of investors that can buy this property. So, doing the $2,000 to get the warranty deed and having someone be able to purchase it with title insurance is going to open up a wide, massive amount of investors. That's going to give you the most investors possible. And so you definitely want to do that when it comes to tax deed investing. If you are buying, not through something like that, if you're not buying from foreclosure or you're buying, if you're just doing regular real estate, you don't need to have that in the mix. So after that, I always recommend subtracting half or full month of rent if the property is occupied. And so the only way you'll know that is if you drive the property in advance, and then you can have a look, see if anyone's in there. If someone's in there, your best bet is always going to be doing a cash for key scenario, because when it comes to tax deeds, they may still be in there, and the quicker you can get them out, the better. If you have to go through the eviction route, that's going to take a while, and it's way faster if you can just do a cash for keys. So maybe the rent is $1,000 a month. You could offer them $500 a month and see if they'll get out of the property. So that's something important to budget. And of course, also you want to subtract vacant property insurance. And so vacant property insurance is so you can protect the property once you get it from the sale. And I can generally get that for around $400, $500, $600 for 6 months of protection. And that's going to be a key step in protecting the asset, because you don't want something to happen and then next thing some kind of maybe a weather event, or someone breaks in, someone damages it, anything like that can happen. And so you want to protect it. And then you're going to subtract rehab. Do I not have that there? No, I don't. That's all right. And then subtract rehab, and that'll equal your max bid. So I've got an example here for you. Let's just say the property that you've comped is $100,000. So if you want to follow along with your calculator, I'll be doing this too at the same time. So I'm going to put $100,000 in on my calculator. So we're going to subtract 10%. The easiest way to do that is do times 0.9. So that'll take 10% off for us. So that brings it down to $90,000. And you may say, that's a lot of money. And that is definitely a lot of money. So if you can and you have the tools to sell it yourself, that's always going to be the better way. But when you're just getting started, you might not have that infrastructure yet. You might not have experience. So it's not a bad idea for the first couple of times to do it with a realtor, so you can learn the ropes and kind of see what's involved, get familiar with purchase and sale agreements, contracts, etc. So we'll minus 10%. So that brings us down to $90,000. And then we want to take off 30%. So I'm going to multiply it by 0.7. That brings us down to $63,000. So that's close to 30K in profit, which is amazing. So that's awesome. So we subtracted 0.7, we multiplied by 0.7. Then we'll subtract rehab. Let's say that you drive this property and you come up with rehab's going to be $20,000. So you subtract $20,000, brings us down to $43,000. Then we also need to make room for tax title services, so minus $2,000. Let's say half a month of rent is $500. So we'll do cash for keys minus $500. And then the last thing we'll do is vacant property insurance. So usually that's around $500 for me. You might want to shop around first though, get some quotes, see what it's like in your area, minus $500. So that brings us down to $40,000. So if I was attending an auction and I was out of state and I was flying in, this is what I would use for my max bid on a $100,000 property that required $20,000 in rehab. So I would feel comfortable going up to $40,000 at the auction. Now, mind you, let's say the bid starts at $10,000. You could kind of play around there a little bit, see how it goes, and know and feel comfortable and confident that you can go up to $40,000 and you won't lose any money. Again, though, be really careful when comping properties. You make sure you don't want to overpay. or I used a comp that is not accurate. So you want to be really careful with the comping and really careful with the rehab. Comps and rehab are kind of where things can go south. So you want to make sure that you kind of err on the side of conservative. Don't be liberal with your rehab estimates, especially when starting out. Be very conservative so that you don't get into a position where you're wondering where is the money in the deal. So this is the magic winning formula. Use it. It will protect you. And that's all for now. Looking forward to getting more content out and giving you guys relevant, up-to-date training and material live from the field. You know, we're doing this stuff in 2018, so that's awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to the next video and hope everyone's doing well. Take care. We'll talk soon.